Tonight, from the end zone to the fan zone and all seats in between, this is your home for the local sporting update, featuring the voice of the Bradford High School Tornadoes. Welcome to On the Spot Sport News with your host, David Rodgers.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers. I'm your host, David Rodgers, alongside Mitchell Gunner and Byron Bagwell. Great to have you along. Tonight's show is brought to you by Miracle Automotive Recovery in both Stark and McClenny. Call Kirk and Kenny Miracle at 904-368-1114. Miracle Automotive, where miracles happen every day. Let's get the show started, as we always do, with our prayer, our pledge, and our patriotic quote of the night. Hope you have one.
I got plenty of them.
I'm sure you do. Ladies and gentlemen, viewers watching, please bow your head as we go into prayer. Our righteous Heavenly Father, let us once thank again for a wonderful and glorious day you've given us, dear Lord. Thank you for this time that we can spend together with the On the Spot crew with David Rodgers as we bring some information to our viewing audience and letting our viewing audience take it and disseminate it and take it as they wish and implement it into their daily lives, dear Lord. Thank you for letting us live in the greatest country in the world today, Amen. The United States of America. No matter what our problems are internally, dear Lord, we are still the most powerful and the freest country in the world today. Thank you for letting us live here, and you keep your hand over us, dear God. And maybe, just maybe, people will start opening up and bringing you back into their lives. Thank you for our armed forces, dear Lord, the greatest armed forces in the world today. Each and every military branch. How about the ones that served before us, dear Lord, that gave the ultimate sacrifice, those men and women, and that's their lives for this great country. Keep a hedge of protection over the ones that are serving now, dear Lord, as they're throughout the United States and throughout the world, keeping domestic and international terrorism to a very, very minimal, dear Lord. Just keep a hedge of protection over those guys, dear Lord, and bring them back home safely to their families. Thank you for our first responders, dear Lord, not only in our city, our county, and our state, but all over the United States and all over the world. These are the men and women, dear Lord, that keep us safe at night, letting us lay our head on our pillow and knowing that we are safe each and every night because they are always watching and always taking care of what needs to be done here. Thank you again for the food that we receive each and every day. It goes in the nourishment of our bodies and our bodies to thy service. Thank you again, like I said, for letting us come today. Thank you again for this wonderful day. Thank you again for the wonderful weekend we have upcoming. Anybody with a spoken or unspoken prayer request, dear Lord, that you touch each and every one of them. You're the ultimate healer, the ultimate comforter, dear Lord. Touch each and every one of those people, dear Lord. Again, thank you for this time. Thank you for everything that you do in our everyday lives. We ask for these things in your Son's name, Jesus Christ. And the congregation says, Amen. All right, let us stand for the pledge. All right, I'm going to ask Byron Bagwell if he'll lead us tonight.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Great to have you along, ladies and gentlemen. Again, welcome to On the Spot with David Rodgers, special Friday night edition. Usually, guys, this is a sports show.
That's right.
We'll get into a little bit of that maybe later on, but we have a very special guest tonight. Hey, we had Bill Murray on Tuesday night, right?
Yeah.
So, why not bring the incumbent, the guy that is sitting in the seat, our current chief of police right now, Jeff Johnson, and let him talk about what he thinks is going on, what he thinks is going to happen in this race. And, of course, you, the viewers, are going to have a chance to either call in. You can call in, and we'll get to that here in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
You can ask your question right here. We've got some questions for the chief as well. So it ought to be a great and entertaining show tonight.
Yes.
What do you have for us?
Well, I've got one that I've actually used before.
Okay.
That it's about time I brought this one back.
Okay.
Socialism is a philosophy of failure, the creed of ignorance, and the gospel of envy. its inherent virtue is the equal sharing of misery.
I've heard this one before.
I will
Jeff,
give everybody a hint. This is not a founding father.
got it? You got any guess?
Well, I haven't heard that before, but it speaks volumes.
Yes, it
It
does.
speaks very volume,
Yes, it does.
very loud.
Dave, you got a guess? Go down that one, Mike.
That sounds like a. If anyone quoted it, would be Byron Bagwell.
Okay.
Oh, thank
Mitchell?
you. Comparing me to this guy, thank you.
Is he an American?
No.
I didn't think so.
Okay. Now that gives me an
Let
idea.
me guess. He's a Frenchman.
No.
No, he's not a Frenchman.
Russian?
No.
He's English, and I bet it's Winston Churchill.
Sounds about right.
You want to go with that? You go with that?
Yeah, let's
Jeff,
go
let's
with
go. We're going Winston Churchill, my man.
And you would be absolutely correct.
Oh, no! Nailed another one. Golly almighty.
What does
When
the
he
great
said-
minds think alike?
Well, yeah. Well, when Mitchell asked the question, was he American? And I was like, well, we didn't have, we had it, we narrowed the pot a little bit.
Right.
So okay, that's good.
Here, you want another one?
Sure, why not?
To argue with a person who has renounced the use of reason is like administering medicine to the dead.
Ooh.
This
Take
is
a
a
step.
founding father.
That sounds like Thomas Jefferson to me.
No, it's not TJ.
Adams.
Nope.
No.
Didn't sign Declaration of Independence.
I'm
and
going
did not-
Payne.
Is Thomas Paine.
Thomas.
Oh, 2 for 2.
Man,
Damn. Hey, I don't
looking
know.
on his phone?
Well, no, I wasn't. I don't have any cheat sheets or nothing.
got
He
it.
actually turned his phone down.
Down. I did that time.
Thomas Paine. I just. Well, y'all all guessed the other
That
one,
is
so.
that actually is one of my favorite quotes, and I have to remind myself
Yeah.
of that on Facebook sometimes.
Yeah.
I just stop.
Well, there you go. Well, hey, that's 2 great quotes, Byron. I'm 2 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, you're 2 for 2 tonight.
Yeah, 2 for 2. Last week you got me, man.
That's
That was a
me.
blitz.
Since you're 2 for 2, that means you're taking us all out to eat afterwards.
That's exactly right
yeah.
on Byron's tap.
Oh,
All right. So, anyway, hey, how about a shout out to Slice and Dice? I know somebody that was in here that was at Slice and Dice today. What'd you get today, by the way?
I had the famous slice and dice burger.
You did.
I did,
Wow.
and my
Your son?
my lunch partner
Yeah.
had the pulled pork. Said it was one of the best sandwiches he'd ever had, and I'm very proud to say that it was It's the second time this year I got to see my son, and
good deal.
had a great. Now it wasn't long. He flew in from Detroit.
Yep.
Landed in Jacksonville, got in his truck, was on his way to the house, and then headed out again. He's headed back up to, I think, Philadelphia or somewhere on Wednesday, but at least I got to see him. So
Amen.
it was
Good
great to
deal.
spend some time with him. And
And,
Slice and Dice is always amazing.
Yes, it is. And just real quick, your son's in pharmaceutical sales, right? Or works in that industry.
Yes.
He's a quality control.
Quality control and training
And
for
training.
hospitals. He teaches the
Right.
hospitals how to utilize the equipment that they build, sell, and supply. So
Nice.
yeah,
Nice.
he's quite a hot commodity in the pharmaceutical world.
Boy, this guy sounds very smart to me, man.
Oh, he yeah.
But yeah, we'll just leave it at that.
He does not take after his father. I can tell you that.
I like it.
I didn't say.
So-
I'm not the one who said that.
I didn't say that.
Disclaimer.
Disclaimer. Shout out to Slice and Dice. Always Chris Davis and Casey Napier doing a wonderful job over there. If you haven't had a chance to go eat over there, go eat over there. Even if you don't stay in their restaurant, which is a great atmosphere, by the way, if you've never been in there. Hey, get it to go. Man, they'll make that order to go. You can take it home. That big burger will still be warm. Those french fries, those crinkle cut french fries will still be excellent. The baked beans or whatever you get. So please, go and visit Chris over at Slice and Dice Barbecue in Lottie, Florida, right off of 301 on 225, which is Madison Street right over there, right? Is that right? I forgot the exact address. So, Mike, do you know it?
1703 Madison Street.
1703 Madison Street. There we go. So, hey, don't go anywhere, Byron, because the Friday Night Quick and Dirty starts right now after this commercial break.
Here is your quick and dirty news update, sponsored by Harry Business Hairstyling, home of the $10 haircut, Deerfoot Village in Stark.
Here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news right now, right here on the Spot with David Rodgers. Happening now. Emergency services are on the scene of an overturned vehicle with injuries on County Road 229 at Northwest 177th Street. Approach the area, ladies and gentlemen, with due caution.
David, we understand that one person has been ejected from the vehicle when it overturned, so the road is going to be blocked by emergency vehicles. Again, if you're traveling that area, try to avoid it and seek an alternate route, as this is happening as we speak.
Again, breaking news, overturned vehicle, traffic alert. Please, as Michael said, please stay away from that area for at least for this moment right now until we give the all clear, right, Mike? Yeah. Hopefully we'll know it by the end of the show.
Those who don't know where 229 is.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be Weldon Road if you're going out past the Stark Elementary School, around the curve. That becomes 229. 177th Street is the Pleasant Grove neighborhood. Area. It's going to be that intersection right there.
Right. All right. Well, here is the quick and dirty for this Friday night. We begin with breaking news, sporting news as we like to call it. The Cleveland Indians, Byron and Mitchell, have officially changed their team name to the Cleveland Guardians. Really, beginning next year. We will have more on this coming up shortly, and I do want to talk about this later on. Like I said, we want to get our guest on here in just a little bit. This right here just perturbs the mess out of me every time that we get a school name change, a team name change, because of either heritage, something going on, a founding father's name is involved. We are erasing history, and what does it tend to do? It tends to repeat itself every time we erase something.
Well,
Badly.
As a person that has Native American heritage, that offends me.
Of course it does. Why wouldn't it?
Why would you change the name of a baseball team? I mean, they've done it before with the Washington Redskins.
Michael, right. You're right.
And they try to do it to FSU, but
the Seminole Indians.
The Seminole tribe said, "Go away."
Go away. Yeah.
It's unbelievable to me because there are some people that have different opinions of this that belong to these different ethnic groups.
Right.
And I don't have enough Indian in me for it to make a difference. But at the same time, I sit back and look at it. If everybody else can be offended by this, why can't I? That offends me. Why are you changing the name of a baseball team because they have Indians on it?
I want to ask Michael this. Michael likes to watch movies, as all you guys do. Y'all remember the movie Major League?
Absolutely.
Bob Uecker. What was it? It was about the Cleveland Indians. Now let me ask you. Is Bob going to have to go back and redo the whole movie?
I seriously doubt that. But what's interesting about this is, in fact, it was featured in the movie. Remember several years ago that Chief Wahoo was removed.
He was from the Cleveland.
Although interestingly enough, up until last year, they were still selling Chief Wahoo memorabilia and making decent money off of it. There was a lot. The social media blew up this afternoon on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook over the team's decision to make this change, which will be effective during the season of 2022.
Correct.
However, a number of Native Americans came out in support of the decision because they were the ones who felt that, unlike the Seminoles, that the generic term Indians was insulting to them because they're not from India. They are Native Americans, and so they were willing to embrace this change. I don't think this is over. We will stay on top.
We're going to stay on top. I don't think this is over. All right, let's get on with some other news. Another breaking news alert. This one out of South Florida, as firefighters this afternoon declared the end of their search for bodies at the site of a collapsed condo building, concluding a month of painstaking work by search and rescue teams. That is a very, very sad story, ladies and gentlemen. And prayers from the On the Spot team, from here from Bradford County. Jeff, those people are like our family. We're all in this same state. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. I have a half brother that works for JFRD.
Right.
He was a lieutenant. I believe he's a captain now. And
right.
He went down there on one of the tactical teams, and it's pretty bad. It's just something that you just hope you never have to go through.
Right. Yeah.
Never ever have to go through.
Very heartbreaking.
And it is because I was part of the Task Force 8 out of Gainesville Fire Rescue, and we deployed to Hurricane Andrew. We deployed to Hurricane Charlie during my career, and then since then we've been to Hurricane Michael in the Panhandle. So it is it is a very, very intense operation, and kudos to the men and women who perform those duties and make those.
That's our brothers and sisters down there. No matter what, we all live in the state of Florida. We may have our differences here in the state of, but that's our brothers and sisters down there.
Let me tell you something. We
prayers for
may
them.
may kid these guys that ride around on these pretty red trucks and all this kind of stuff, but when that happens right there, who do you call?
Yes.
You call them guys on those red trucks and
Yeah.
all the training they do.
Yep.
And that's what they're made to do. And I'm telling you, they did a wonderful job down there.
Yes,
Horrible.
they did.
That's a horrible scene. You could watch it happen.
Yeah.
Horrible.
And especially some of those firefighters and stuff coming in from other countries. I know.
Yeah.
Israel.
Yeah. Israel.
Everywhere. They're
Yeah.
coming from everywhere because you can only work so long, guys. And then
Right.
it becomes unsafe.
That's right.
As Michael can tell you, you can only work in conditions like they were working in for so long, and then it becomes unsafe for you.
Right.
And if it's unsafe for you, it's unsafe for the people you're working around.
That's correct.
And you consider the humidity levels. You're talking about oppressive heat.
Oh,
There was
yeah.
a fire burning in the building, what was left of the building, so they were having to deal with noxious smoke conditions. Breathing apparatus had to be used. The thunderstorms that rolled through here, the effects of Tropical Storm Elsa that moved through that area during the recovery effort. So it was pretty tough. Shout out, though, to FEMA and to the State of Florida Division of Emergency Management. They worked with local authorities and provided over 80 pairs of boots and 500 pairs of socks to the teams that were working above and beyond what they brought and what they were supplied, as well as donations to help keep the responders safe.
Because
So
every
shout
time
out to
people
them.
just thinks they were moving blocks and fighting people,
Right.
they would move blocks and a fire would break out.
Sure.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
it was a very, very difficult time for them.
Yeah, and again, continuing on with the story here, the June 24th collapse killed 97 people, with at least one more missing person yet to be identified. The site has been mostly swept flat, and the rubble moved to a Miami warehouse. There are no more bodies to be found where the building actually once stood. In local news, Star Police have announced the department took first place in Category 2 in the 2021 Florida Law Enforcement Traffic Safety Challenge. Category 2 consists of 37 departments with staffs ranging from 16 to 30 employees. Absolutely awesome. The city has obtained a 54% reduction in injury crashes. 100. Now, this is the number. 100% reduction in fatality crashes and a 35% total crash reduction, period.
Absolutely.
Wow. Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations.
I know when
I
you
never
ride
did.
around, you don't think so, but
Yeah.
we've had
Right.
the speeds have come down. We still got the speeding problem.
Sure.
We still have the running the red light,
Yep.
running the stop signs. We still have those problems, and we're addressing those problems, but in a way that we try not to hurt the people.
Right. Do me a favor, Chief, if
Yes,
you
sir.
could. If you could station someone at 301 and 100 when Mitchell leaves out of here on each and every show, you would probably catch somebody.
Hang on, just say, let me make a phone call.
All right.
I can text real quick.
I'll start taking the back road.
With the reported uptick in COVID-19 cases, local counties have opened up easy access locations for testing and vaccinations. In Clay County, it is located at the UF/IFAS Extension Building, T. Jesse Godbold Building. How about that? Michael wanted me to read a mouthful tonight. Appointments available for March the 1st and March the 2nd from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Next. Over. Yeah, that's what I said next. Over in Putnam County, residents can go to Teacher Training Center, 1101 Hudson Avenue, Palatka, every Monday and Friday. Byron said you're fired. 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And the Putnam County Health Department, 2801 Kennedy Street, Palatka as well. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. It's all in Putnam County. Alachua County's Health Department is open for testing and vaccinations from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. daily. That's Monday through Friday, except on the state holidays. They are located at 224 Southeast 24th Street in Gainesville. The public should call the immunization clinic to schedule an appointment, and that number, Byron, is 352-334-7910.
Okay, you meant August, right? Is what
Yes.
you mean? Yes.
Yeah.
I just wanted everybody to know.
Well, I was
Clay
going to
County-
get to that.
It was
Yeah.
in August.
That's why you said he's fired?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's August.
The Bradford County Health Department is set up at the County Fairgrounds Building 3 at 2303 North Temple Avenue in Stark. Walk-ins are welcome during business hours. For all other counties, contact your local county health department for specific times and locations. And finally, the tropics are heating up, guys, with the appearance of an area of disturbed weather off the Florida coast. Here is the Dragon Slayer, Michael Heater, with the latest, as well as your
This
local
weather report
forecast.
brought to you by Austin's Weather Service out of Keystone Heights. Find Austin's Weather Service on Facebook and have a detailed local forecast sent right to you.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Wanted to give you the latest update on what's going on in the tropics as well as our local forecast. We're going to jump right into our tropical screen. Wanted to show you the graphic that we've created. Now, this tropical low forming off the southeast coast will mean a brighter forecast for our area if it stays offshore, and we expect it to. So because this low pressure will pull in the moisture from the system,
Right.
and it's going to actually give us some nicer conditions, looking at lower pressure, and if we pull up the tropical graphic, you'll be able to see exactly what we're talking about with that. We'll be able to have a nice northeasterly breeze that will give us the highs in the upper 80s to around 90 degrees, but
Right.
a little bit cooler. It'll feel a lot nicer as we move through Saturday and Sunday. Isolated showers, possibility. We'll see how things go as we move on. Let's talk about some pollen. I know
Right.
you guys are big on that. The pollen count, it's on the way back up, guys. I wish I had better news for you, but it is going to be numbers jumping. 5.6, staying in the 5 range all the way through next Tuesday. It is what it is. Bear with it. Grasses is going to be our biggest issue with that one. And what's funny about that is that we actually are in lower numbers compared to the rest of the region. I'll show you why. Take a look
right.
at the local, or at the regional forecast rather, and you'll see it. The regional forecast has the numbers right here. We've got thunderstorms all around the Florida Peninsula, but in Pascagoula, only passing showers with 91 degrees. Nashville, beautiful conditions. Same thing with Charlotte, but it's going to be in the 90s under sunshine. Rain is in the forecast for Atlanta, but it is Florida that's going to see the thunderstorms each and every afternoon. It is Florida weather, and as Byron likes to say,
It's gonna rain.
you can set your clock by it. Now the local forecast, because I know that's what everybody wants to see. We're looking at partly cloudy skies for the weekend because that low pressure system in the Gulf Stream is going to pull a lot of that moisture away. But we will see clouds building on Sunday and the return of those thunderstorms on Monday. Look for temperatures in the 90 degrees area. Lows are actually going to be in 67 to 70 degrees. It will actually be a little bit warmer than the number of times.
I hope so.
Yeah, I was wishing so. But yes, we are looking at what's going to be nice conditions over the weekend. And the nights will actually be cooler because of the lower humidity levels and the breeze that's going to be blowing through the area.
Hang on just a second. Let's see. That should have been ever. Hang on a minute.
Twice in
March.
one show.
March, I'm counting. Yep.
I think I'm at
March.
four now.
Let's see.
There's a lot
Are you
going
at
on.
4
Follow
mistakes
on.
I'm
now?
at 4. I'm at 4.
Okay, 3 tonight though, right? Or 4 tonight.
4 tonight.
4 tonight.
4 tonight.
How many for over the month?
For the month,
Yeah.
we're at 612.
Jim and Eddie, did you fire him yet?
Yeah.
All right. No, we can't fire the man.
Oh,
we're-
Chief,
Hey.
I'll just move on out of it.
Hey, there's everybody's looking for jobs.
This weather report
Yeah, everybody's
Austin's
looking for
Weather
jobs.
Service out of
Chief,
Keystone
when that's-
Heights. Find Austin's Weather Service on Facebook and have a detailed local forecast sent right to you.
The show and shine for the Jeeps downtown. Oh,
You should have seen Michael's face.
Yeah.
Because he looked over at the chief and he was doing like that little nod, like, Oh, that was good, though. That was really good.
Lisa didn't say 157.
Yeah.
That's the truth.
Thank you, Michael, for that weather update. I appreciate you. We'll get it back at the end of the show,
And we'll
right?
have it correct at the end.
Yeah, okay. And now, here is, and we'll get to all the comments, Byron, of course, yeah. I know, man, we if we see a comment, we know that we're going to get to it. I promise you, for sure. Now, here's your favorite segment that brings back a little history, brought to you by our great media partners, WEAG, Eagle Country 106.3 FM, right here. Chuck and Mary Kramer and Lynn Vellis, which I work for on Friday nights during football season, bringing you tornado football along with the big 6'8" guy, 350 pounds. Who is that, Byron?
Pass.
Kevin Howard.
Ow.
Kevin Howard.
Oh my gosh, Kevin is going to
Trying
blind
to
side you.
Probably so.
Yes, I
May
forgot
I?
his name.
May I
Yes.
please,
Yeah.
may I?
Yeah.
You're fired.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for the ring, man.
Oh man, I sure do, brother.
Trying to send it
And
to
the
you.
Bradford County Telegraph, John Miller, John Ryan Tillman. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, the show's not off the rails yet. Ryan Tillman, Mark Crawford, and of course, Cliff Smelly. Here's what's the date. These are the sports headlines from the Bradford Telegraph during the third week of July in what year? Here we go. Cruz takes the reins as new BHS volleyball coach. That would be Roger Cruz. No, don't believe that. Hearst Mullins honored and leave a legacy event, and BHS BMS football practices begin July the 30th.
It is off the rails.
Now it's off the rails. Was that July of 2018, July of 2019, or July of 2020? Boy, bring you real current. Cruz takes the reins as new BHS volleyball coach. Hearst Mullins honored at Leave a Legacy event, and BHS BMS football practices begin July the 30th. Was that July of 2018, July of 2019, or July of 2020? All right. Why don't you read the first one? You read it, and I'll read the third.
That'll work.
Go ahead,
Eddie
Mitchell.
Cruz, a 2005 Baker County High School graduate, was announced as the new Bradford High School volleyball coach.
David Hirsch and Lori Mullins were the honorees at Bradford County's Education Foundation's first ever Leave a Legacy event, held Thursday, August the 23rd at Madison Street Baptist Church.
And on Monday, July the 30th, guys, was the first day of football practice for Bradford High and Bradford Middle Schools. High school practice began at 7 a.m. with players meeting at the field house. Middle school practice began at 3:45 p.m. So, Cruz takes the reins as new BHS volleyball coach. Hearst Mullins honored at Leave a Legacy event, and BHS BMS football practices begin July the 30th. Was that July of 2018, July of 2019, or July of 2020? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the show. Here's your favorite segment of the show right here. This is right here, ladies and gentlemen, where you, the viewers, can play and, of course, get a chance to win a $25 gift certificate to the Downtown Grill in beautiful Star, Florida. Chrissy and Ricky Thompson, owners of that establishment. I do Thursday night team trivia there. Had last night, actually had 6 teams last night. Did we, Byron?
Yes,
was it
we
6?
did. We did.
Yeah, it was 6. Actually, you got some more points on Michael Dean because he wasn't there.
Yeah.
So you got a few more points. Yeah. Yeah. Huh? Oh, really?
Yep.
Is it that time?
Yeah. That time.
All right, let's do it. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Hello, Alfie! All right. So anyway, this is your chance to win a $25 gift certificate. All you got to do is take a stab at that date. If you get it right, it goes into this big fire helmet, which I'm still trying to figure out whose head fit in that dadgum thing. What'd you have to do, man? Did you put 2 heads in it? But anyway, that thing is that huge.
That's the day of my, back in the
when
day of
he-
my afro.
No, that's when he had his
Man bun.
My
Yeah,
man
man
bun.
bun.
Man bun on that day.
I had
Is that
the man
right?
bun. That was the man bun.
Oh, okay.
God, we have
So
to bring out
anyway,
man bun.
but they may not bring that up just yet. But anyway, we'll throw in your name into that. We'll throw your name into that hat, and at the end of the month, what happens, Mike?
Hey, we draw the name out, and the winner gets the gift certificate to the Downtown Grill. I will tell you that I've been tallying up the numbers.
Yes, sir.
15
15
entries so far.
entries so far.
11 of them are duplicates.
11 of the 15 are duplicates. Good. Wow.
So
Yeah,
we've got some good numbers coming in. It's going to
Yes,
be very interesting.
we
for us to
do.
come.
Wow. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is your chance. Again, I'm going to go over some comments here. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you into the show. Special guest tonight, Jeff Johnson. The Jeff Johnson. Who is Jeff Johnson? He is the Jeff Johnson, like as the Byron Bagwell. He is the star chief of police. Mitchell, what do you think?
That's right.
Man, he's the man with the plan. They say he's the legend. Yeah.
Are we gonna,
Oh, wait a minute.
are we gonna have a statue of him?
We are. Yes, we are.
All right.
All right. You're going to unveil it in a minute. All right. Raymond, no. Mary Salvatore. Miss Shirley Bagwell. Hello, Mom.
Hey, Mom.
Yeah, hey, that cake was good. That cake was good. Oh, yeah, by the way, that cake was really good last week.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was.
Did you see that cake?
I did. Hey, I want to know why you kept facing the part that was cut out of it away from you. I didn't think I seen that. Did
And that's why he's in law enforcement.
Yes, it is.
I said, you notice they keep picking it up and showing the side that's not got cut.
we did. Well, I think what happened. There is a method to the madness.
A really
Yeah.
good explanation for that.
Yeah.
First, there was not supposed to be toothpicks in it.
Okay.
Second is that was missing actually stayed where it was baked. So
Oh.
So you know, Mr. Donnie Bagwell cut him off a piece,
Well,
and this.
the baker always, baker
Baker,
dozen,
yeah.
baker, whatever you
Hey,
cooking.
I like it when the toothpicks are in it because that gives me a chance to taste, a couple of those toothpicks during the show.
During the show,
Yeah. Well, if you seen Michael Heater when he grabbed the cake last week, I seen a finger go do this.
that thing.
Yeah.
That thing.
It was an accident, wasn't it?
It was him.
It was him.
That
It was an
thing
accident,
had
wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
It was
10
an accident.
Yeah.
Hershey's bars.
Hershey's bars
with
in it.
almonds that were basically.
Oh,
Woo.
I'm telling
It
you
was
something.
in the icing,
Icing. Yeah.
and sprinkled on top. It was
Absolutely
It was
fantastic.
good.
Timothy Lee's on. Karen Irwin Moore. Chief, if you recognize his name, say hello to him. Lisa Terry's on. Rick Stevens is on.
Lisa Terry.
Hey.
who that
Yeah. You want? Come on, Michael. Give the sign.
He can't. He's
No,
not.
let him give
right,
the
guess they can hear
sign.
him.
Yeah. Let him give the sign. There we go.
There you go.
All right.
All right.
Why can't you just go,
Yeah,
and leave it at
They got it.
Because
That's
that
a
would be,
little-
that'd be
that's their-
Texas
that's their
Longhorns,
thing.
and that's not our team.
No. That's not what that means.
But people around here, that's what they would think that.
Anyway, Rick Stevens is on. Melissa Waters is
True,
on.
true.
Danielle Warren is on. Chuck Boyer's on. Ty Jordan's on. I bet you know this guy, Cody Justin Johnson.
Oh, I think I know that guy.
Do you know that guy?
I think I know that guy.
All right, the good. Roy Jackson's on. Joseph Sayers is on. Becky Scruggs Peden from Pascagoula, Mississippi. My old classmate's on.
Oh,
How about that? Wesley Mann is on. Bobby Gibson.
You got to
lives in
say that right. Mississippi.
Mississippi. Yep, Bobby Gibson, now that lives right outside of Birmingham, Alabama. My old classmate is on. Samantha Cook's on. Gordon Smith is on.
Sheriff.
Tammy Testone. Chief, I'm going to read this to you. Just keep it in the back of your head and you can answer.
Okay.
I'm glad he doesn't know Spanish.
Me neither. Chief, we need more programs in Bradford for younger special need kids.
Yes.
I have a special needs child, and there's nothing for him to do. He can't play sports. There are no program like Keystone has. Just, let me see if I can see more. Just saying, I was born and raised in Bradford County, and I love my town, and wouldn't leave it for the world. So just keep that in the back of your head.
Exactly.
So, and we'll answer that when,
Yes, sir.
when you come on.
Okay.
Caleb Patterson is on. Brenna Murray's on. Mac Johns is
Brenna.
on. Yeah. Dorothy Starlin's on. David Versaja lives in Vancleave, Mississippi. Another one of my classmates. How you doing, brother? I hope you're doing well. Vincent Tucker. Good evening, Vincent. From Hot Topics with Z and Tuck. And y'all boys didn't even know this. I got a late call last night and asked if I could host. Remember?
Yep.
And I went on ahead and helped host.
Did you?
Yep, but Vincent was there, and they tricked me. He was like in a cardboard thing, and it looked like a cardboard deal until Z went, "Hey, Vincent, wait a minute." That was a heck of an impression of the Invisible Man. I'm telling you what, man. So I got the host with Z and Tuck last night. It was a really good show. I wanted to come, but it was too late to get a hold of you guys. I wasn't about to do that. But Vincent, welcome in. Ricky Autistic's on. He's got a wrestling show coming up. We'll talk about that. All right, here we go, Mike. Tammy Testone, you know her?
We met.
We've met. 2019.
2019. Got it.
Janet Roll is watching. Vincent Tucker says 2019. Gordon says 2019.
Okay.
The model, Sharon Pettigrew, can you repeat the questions? My computer wouldn't let me hear before. Okay, I will. Cruz takes the reins as new BHS volleyball coach. Hurst Mullins honored at Leave a Legacy event. BHS BMS football practices begin July the 30th. Was that, Sharon, 2018, July now, of 2018, July of 2019, or July of 2020? So the model, Sharon Pettigrew, will be getting her answer in. Bill Murray says 2019. Dwight Allen says, good evening, Patriots. Good evening, Dwight
Good
Allen.
evening, brother.
Raymond No says 19.
Okay.
Shirley Bagwell says 19.
Okay.
Noah Gibson says 19.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go around the table as we're waiting to get the chief on. What do you say, B?
Byron Bagwell says 2019.
And you said that confidently. There must be something that gave that really away to you.
19. 19.
19.
Yeah.
Pass.
the answer, so I'm
Yeah,
gonna-
pass.
It was 2019.
Yeah, it was 2019 too. I'm going to go with that too because I already know.
Brother,
Mary says 18, no. She may know something.
true.
Yep, Dwight says 19. Terry says 18. So, all right. Let's see if we, Sharon's not, did she get in yet? Not yet.
I'm going to tell you something. It happened to me the other day.
Yeah.
And-
Well, you recognize something there?
Well, no. When David Hurst's name come up, I don't remember exactly where I was,
Right.
but there was this gentleman in this place that I was that was a spitting image of David Hurst.
Really?
From about 25, 30 years ago.
Wow.
I about fell out. I mean, just spitting image of David.
Samantha Lynn is watching us. How about that? All right. I don't see any more. Do you have any more? Do you have any?
No, I don't have any.
All right. Hey.
But I mean, go ahead and do that because I want to make sure that I do this correctly. So you guys go.
Oh, he's smiling and laughing. Well, the model's not in. David, you got the model? The model hadn't sent her answer in. Oh, man, I don't want to leave her out. Sharon, send your answer in. 2018, 2019, or 2020.
There you go.
Tell them I'm not retired, Dave Holland. I said hello. Barry says, tell you, Dave, I'm not retired, Dave Holland. He says hello.
Hello, Barry.
Barry, we was all
Barry knows
listening
I'm
in
not
that.
retired.
Yeah.
I cut his hair.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. David Hurst had a stroke and is in the hospital.
Oh,
Man.
That's breaking news, ladies and gentlemen.
Praying for the
Legendary
family.
coach David Hurst. That just come from Byron Bagwell's mom. David Hurst had a stroke and is in the hospital. Prayers, please.
yes.
Absolutely. Legendary coach here at Bradford High School. I didn't play here and I didn't go to school here, but what I've met of him and heard of him,
What a
I
man.
mean, that's what I hear.
He was a
more
man's
that's a
man.
man. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I
Yes,
hear.
it was.
Yeah.
Wow.
And a heck of a football coach.
Yeah, wow. I hated to hear that. Breaking news right there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, well, we're going to move on. So, Michael, are you ready?
I am, and I
All
want
right,
to make sure
drum
my notes
roll.
were right. So I'm good.
Okay, you're good. Okay, and the answer is,
Answer
wait,
Oh,
oh,
people!
oh, 2018! Oh!
What's this? You said 19.
You said 19.
I know.
Mary Salvatore said 18. That's why he's got to go with
Yeah, he's
that.
got to go with that thing.
I went
Nice.
with everybody else. That's why I said 19.
Yes.
Well, what threw me, why I thought it was 19, was because of the volleyball coach.
Yes.
You know, some of the coaches
Right.
here seem to change, and I don't want to say
That's,
it's about.
that's what I was
Yeah,
saying.
well,
That's,
see, sort
the
of changed.
volleyball coach got me.
There you go.
That got me too.
Yeah.
So, Thursday, July 9th, 2018. So, absolutely. So,
Good.
yeah, that threw me off right there.
We were only off a year.
We're only off a year, right?
Yep.
So, but everybody else that was on here was off a year too.
And I thought we were
So-
going to have a lot of numbers.
There was a
to
couple
throw in
of
that
me
row.
and the
And
sheriff
actually,
were
it's
both.
funny.
Oh, yeah.
You told me the sheriff was on, correct?
Yes.
Hey, I'm going to blame that on the sheriff.
Yeah, can we?
19.
Can we blame that on the sheriff?
Well, you probably could.
I would leave.
All right.
I would really leave Gordon alone
You
after
hear
the
what he
Gordo
said?
comment.
You probably
You
could.
probably could.
Yeah, I probably, yeah.
You probably can. I would
Well, hang on now.
I would leave Gordon
Me and
alone.
Gordo's like this.
So, just so you.
Gordo?
Yes, I can call him that.
Well, you know, he could have like did something to just throw.
Gordo is short for Gordon. See, all y'all are trying to get me in trouble. All y'all are trying to get me in trouble with our esteemed sheriff.
Oh, Michael, you need to pull up the definition.
Dwight Allen.
Definition of Gordon.
Yeah, I know what that. See, you're already starting.
I'm starting. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know it. Yeah, you're just stirring the pot. aren't you?
Byron, Dwight Allen said you really let him down by you picking 19.
Oh. All right, Bill Murray says he's praying. A lot of prayers being said. Vincent Tucker from Arizona. Absolutely. Bill Murray's laughing about what we just said about Gordo there. Yeah. Love the guy. Love the guy.
All
Yeah,
else
no.
fails, you blame the sheriff.
Yeah, just yeah.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you guys for joining us this Friday night. And we're going to be right back with our special guest right after this quick commercial break.
Mike did not join into that.
Hey Tornado fans, this is Kurt Miracle of Miracle Automotive and Towing, proud sponsors of Tornado Football. I want to welcome you to beautiful Stark, Florida and David Hurst Stadium, and thank you for letting us be a part of this community. We're here for more than your automotive and towing needs. We're here to be part of Tornado Country. Go Big Red!
I leaned toward 18, and then when I thought about Coach Cruz.
All right, here we go. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, on the spot with David Rodgers. Look at here. Look who's in the frame now. I told you we was going to have him. Here he is, our very own chief of police right here in Stark, Florida. Give it up for Mr. Jeff Johnson. Say hello, Jeff.
Hello, how are y'all?
All right, all right. Here, the phone lines are now open. That number is 904-458-7588. If the line is busy, Byron, you can do what?
You can give us a call,
Uh-huh.
and we will listen to the recording and call you back, or you can leave a message on the Facebook page, or you can leave a message on the live stream, and we will answer your question.
All right, hang on just a minute. Michael, as a matter of fact, you can tell Byron because he's what?
He's fired because
He's fired.
It says that you can send us a text.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're
okay,
fired.
so I gave everything with a text. And I'm fine. I see how it's going to be. Everybody's fired by the end of the show.
Chalkboard with it.
Yeah, with a
scorekeeper.
scorekeeper. Yeah, scorekeeper. We need a scorekeeper.
Starting on Tuesday night, this will be the on-the-spot solo. Because the
Well,
rest of us will be out
hang
here
on
at
a
this
minute.
point.
No. I'm unfiring both of you right now. Heck with that solo mess. So we go as a team. You're unfired. So are you, Mike.
Thank you.
All right, David, you're good.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not retired. Mitchell,
No.
you're good. And by the way, you know Dave.
I know Dave.
I've actually knew Jeff back in the day. Could you pull up that photo of Jeff?
I got into the archives.
Did you?
And I found a picture of Jeff
Yeah.
stand and watch.
Watch, okay. Well, let's see. Let's see what it is.
Oh, let's see what that
Let's
is.
see what we got here.
It's a
Yeah, don't tell him what's about to happen here.
It's probably a little rough,
It's a little rough.
but it's an old picture.
Okay, yeah. This is where I knew. There he is. Look at there. Jeff Johnson, that's you right there.
I couldn't grow that much hair on my face.
Wait a minute. That's outside your cabin.
I was going to say,
Oh, that's
Yeah,
in Wyoming. That's right. That's the Tetons. I remember that shot.
You remember this shot
remember
right
that
here?
shot.
You were standing
Yeah.
watch.
I
for the
remember that.
neighbors.
You were standing watch for the neighbors.
That's what it was.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
There you go, ladies and
with your
gentlemen. Jeff
Hawkins
Johnson.
gun. Yes.
With the-
With a Hawkins. Yeah. and
Look at
Hawkins
that pretty
rifle.
scenery in the background.
Yeah.
How about that? Hey, also, Dave.
Yes.
I do before we get started with Jeff, because I want to give him the same treatment that I gave Mr. Bill Murray. Can you bring up an old picture of the Dragon Slayer?
Oh, let me see.
Yeah, let's see. I tell you, this was. Hey, he has killed more dragons
That's not
than
necessary.
Apollo. Go ahead and show everybody. There he is, hey Jeff. There he is, the
We got
Dragon Slayer.
Working
Michael
overtime
Heater right
right
here.
there.
Yep, look at that right there, guys.
Fighting
Man.
fire with
Working
fire.
overtime.
How about that?
Dwight Allen is adding into it tonight.
Yes, he is. I know he's feeding the fire. There he is, feeding the fire.
He's feeding the fire
All right.
tonight.
And I also knew Mitchell Gunner back in the day.
Yeah.
Dave, can you pull up that picture of Mitchell Gunner? This was back in 1974, Jeff, when Mitchell was a young guy, very popular with the ladies. Go ahead and show that picture.
Roll that beautiful
Oh! That's David Cassidy and the Barker. What? Are you related?
He's
But
still got
believe it
those
or not,
shorts.
Yeah.
When we
You
ran,
still got those shorts?
When I ran track and cross country, our shorts were actually a little shorter than those.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you have skinny legs like that?
No.
No. But you had long hair like that?
No.
No? No, that's you, buddy. I'm going to tell you right now, back in 1974. And by the way, do we have a picture of Byron Bagwell? I know there is a picture of Byron Bagwell going
Here
around.
we go with the man
No,
bun.
no, it's not even. No, I changed it. I actually changed it. Go ahead.
I'm sorry to report.
Yeah.
I did find one of him.
There he is, right there.
There you are.
Mr. Barker, look at the chiseled
This
chin.
looks even
almost
better.
looks like
Let's see. Oh, look at here, Jim. That looks even better, don't it?
That's Aquaman.
That's
Aquaman?
Yeah.
That's
I'm Aquaman.
Good grief. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've had a little fun. You remember that question, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll get started on that here in a minute.
Okay.
Dwight Allen says boo on you.
I know he does.
Yeah.
Wait till
Yeah.
you read the next comment.
Yeah. By the way, I saw y'all's own Gordon Smith on the news here about the immigration problem.
Yeah.
That is Vincent Tucker in Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
How about that, huh?
He was, I know he was on Fox. I
Yeah.
caught him on Fox. I
Yeah.
don't know if he got any of the other.
CBS Channel
Philly.
4 in
Did they?
Gainesville. Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
Down to ground zero there. He
Let's
was at
see.
Ground zero.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
And he was also, while he was out there, he was on WSKY, The Sky,
The Sky.
97.3.
Mhm. Yes, he was.
Really?
No.
Mel Blanton is on. Dwight Allen, David, you need to let the chief borrow your hair.
Borrow your hair.
I'm gonna need to let him borrow my hair.
I
You-
think
you got a
I think
question?
You got beautiful hair.
Thank you, sir.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. I appreciate that. Mary Salvatore says she loves the man bun.
Oh,
She's gonna put you in one. I'm telling you, for next week's show. How about that?
y'all have,
In a
y'all
certain
have
time.
started something now. Really started something now.
Noah Gibson says $5 says they can't find a photo of me. I'm gonna tell you what. You donate $20 to the food pantry, and I bet David can find anything. How about that? Right? There we go.
There you go.
Hey, and Vincent Tucker said
He said
actually
it
saw
was on the Fox.
Fox.
On
Fox News. Yeah, he was. I seen him on Fox News. Yeah,
Okay.
thought it was Fox.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. We welcome. What a great show so far. We've had laughs. Now we need to get down to the nitty gritty. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in our very own Chief of Police here in Stark, Florida, Mr. Jeff Johnson.
Good to be here.
Yes, thank you, Jeff, for taking time out of your busy day and
Absolutely.
busy weekend to be with us. Let's just go ahead and start like we normally do. For people that don't really know you, tell a little bit about yourself, a little bit about background, how you've evolved over the years.
I'm gonna try to do a Reader's Digest version.
Okay.
Born right here at Bradford County Hospital. Dr. Adams delivered me here in Stark. Born and raised here, been here all my life. Went to school here. Graduate of 1983 from Bradford High School, the Tornadoes.
The Tornadoes.
Graduated in 2000 with my Associate of Science in Criminal Justice. I've been to several federal classes to leadership and different type classes
Right.
put on by the federal government and put on by the FBI, also put on by FDLE.
Right.
Several classes in the leadership. When the sheriff was there, he was giving me great opportunities to go to some of these federal classes that were available, and it just helps your leaders just start building that confidence and contacts. Because most of your classes you go to, the classes are great,
Right.
but your contacts are better than the class usually. But
Oh.
the class does give you some information, but the people you contact are a whole lot better. But at that point, like I say, I started the Stark Police Department in 1987. Prior to that, I was with the City of Stark through the CETA program, 2 years. I went full-time at 16 years, not full-time officially.
Right.
At 16 and 17-year-old with the Recreation Department. At 18, I went full-time in February of 1983 I went full time with the city of Stark. I worked in the sanitation, street, gas, water, fire, and I landed in the police department. And I've been there since 1987.
Since 1987. Wow, that's a long tenure,
Yes,
Chief.
sir.
Wow.
I've been with the Stark Police Department all but 3 years. I had a 3-year term in the city of Waldo, which is no longer there anymore.
Right.
But I was under Chief Joe Kaiser at that point.
Gotcha.
He's the chaplain for the sheriff now.
Right.
But Joe was my chief in Waldo for 3
Gotcha.
years.
All right. Great question. Byron, you got a question for the Chief?
Well, Chief, there's been some comments up about basically things for special needs kids to actually do in Bradford County. What would you suggest that we do to actually put some programs in place for that?
I was distracted. Would you tell me the first part, please?
There was some special needs kids.
Yeah.
Oh, the
question
that was
about the
asked.
special.
question
Yes,
that
sir.
was asked. Okay.
Right.
What,
Yes.
what
No
would
problem.
you suggest about implementing
I,
that?
I know we've got some programs, but I don't think they've gotten off the ground. For one reason or another, I'm not real sure. I know 2020 was a crazy year. Any program that tried to get off the ground in 2020 was done. I mean, because of what happened in 2020. Now we're on 2021. We are still fighting that evil virus, but we need to start putting some plans together because we are going to get past this. We are strong enough to get past this, and we need to get plans for like that. We don't. She don't have the only child.
That's right.
With a need. I mean, she don't have the only child with special needs. I mean, I've got friends and family that have children with special needs, and we need to have a program for them. I'm not sure which way or what to ask, but there's enough people that we can get together and find those answers.
I got you. Yeah, that's a great question, answer, Chief. Let me back it up. She said, Chief, again from Tammy Testone. Thank you, Tammy, for the question. She says, I have a question. What laws do we have in Bradford for special needs kids? I have a 5-year-old autistic son. Some places in Bradford said that he's not allowed in because he can become too loud and doesn't have the right to be there. But I think she meant to say he has the right to be there.
Right, he
Yeah,
does
that's right.
have the right to be there. I believe it's under the ADA. I believe it's under the ADA that he has the right to be there. Now, I've been next to a child with autism, personally in a restaurant, and things trigger my little bit of knowledge I have. There's certain things that trigger their behavior, and you try to keep that from them. But when that trigger happens, everybody understands it and everybody knows.
Right.
I think if a restaurant was to do that, I think, first of all, that's awful. That's terrible.
Yep.
Second of all, if the restaurant has a problem, then the manager, assistant manager, or someone there needs to walk up to the person and say, listen, what is the problem? What can we do to help? Because that's what we did. We just stepped over there. What's the problem? Is it a noise? Is it something somebody said? Is it something? It could be anything, and you just got to be able to work with, just like us. I mean, we have different faults. We have different things. They're the same way. We just need to work with them. I haven't heard that. I don't know of a restaurant that's done that here in Stark. Not that I know of.
Me either on that.
But I think that's protected through ADA.
It is.
I got several folks that come in the shop that in that situation, and
I think if
can be
a
tough.
complaint was filed, I think the restaurant would be in trouble. I think they would be liable.
I believe you're
In
right.
my
of
opinion.
course, I would think so too.
All right, Mitchell, do you have a question for the Chief?
Sure. This is one I also asked Bill Murray. I know that we have a lot of issues with people in Bradford County and the city of Stark driving with their headlights off during heavy thunderstorms and going down the road. How can we fix that? Can we start targeting those drivers and pulling them over? Not as far as just giving them a citation, but say, hey,
Warnings,
you got
education.
You got to keep your lights on. If your wipers are moving, your lights should be on. And because people don't understand, if you got a darker color car or light gray car, it can get lost in the overspray coming off the road. So I wanted to get your info on that.
Well, anytime there's more than just rain that you need your headlights on. There's fog. There's different.
Yeah.
There's different. Now, most of your vehicles, I'm not sure the year, but they have running lights. Most of your vehicles have running lights. But to answer your question about the windshield wipers, I think it would be awful to pull them over. Hey, listen, and we're getting a little lazy on these vehicles because these vehicles do everything from us. My wife just bought a 2021 F-150, and it scared me to death because we was driving and it almost drove itself.
Yes.
I had to turn off all that stuff because I was
Good
fighting
call.
it going down the road. I was literally fighting it going down the road. But to answer your question on the windshields, I think it'd be a great educational thing to. Now it's going to get my police officers wet, but that'll be okay. But in an educational way, find a location that you can set instead of writing a pile of tickets and a bunch costing people a bunch of money and stuff like that. Do it an educational thing during a rain or drizzle or wet weather, and when they pull up, stop them. Say, hey, listen, this is an educational thing. I need you to make sure you have your windshield wipers on when it's raining. And your headlights also. Don't forget your headlights. Your headlights are just as important as those windshield wipers.
Right.
Windshield wipers clean this. The headlights let everybody know you're coming.
Right. And,
Those
I tell you,
emergency lights, I use those when it's a real heavy rain
you can now.
downpour.
Yeah, they put that back in a law where you can use your hazards.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome in on the spot with David Rodgers with our very special guest, our very own Chief of Police from beautiful Start, Florida. Mr. Jeff Johnson's joined us. As you see, he's already answered a couple of questions. I would like for somebody to call in with a question. And I'm going to tell you what, Michael, as our director, I'm going to entice somebody to do that. Okay. You know how I'm going to do that? I'm going to give them a $10 gift certificate to the Downtown Grill for the first caller that calls in and has a question for Chief Johnson. Besides you.
Oh, I was going to ask.
There is another good question that one of the viewers asked while we're waiting. This has come from Terry Roush.
Yep.
Why is it when I call the police department, I get the sheriff's call center? When is the police office manned for the public to come visit to conduct business? I can't find the office hours on the website.
Back when we joined dispatch and we dissolved our dispatch center and everyone went into a joint dispatch center, what happens is we have administrative hours at the station only. We have what they call a safe place there for someone, but it's administration only. It's only for records and stuff like that. And those hours can change because the city, we were trying to save a little money, and we put one person in the front to work my office. And when she's gone or she's sick or she's vacationing, then that leaves our phones to go to. Now, the guys try to catch the phone and they try to catch people, but for full time, it's usually between 8 and 3:30. Miss Luan, she leaves the office between 3 and 3:15 to get to the courthouse in time enough to do paperwork and turn in citations and offenses and stuff like that. So the best time to get, you can always call, if you call the 964-5400 to the station and it jumps directly to dispatch over here, then that would tell you that our office is not open. But now anytime you could get a hold of a police officer or something like that, or call our dispatch, the county dispatch, and let them know that you need a police officer, or you can step inside, and I still believe our phone works. You hit the button on the phone at the station, and they'll dispatch you an officer or a detective or one of the administrators or something. But that would be. I believe that answered your question.
I believe so. Shirley Bagwell says, thank you, by the way, Shirley. Me, you, and Michael's got some homework. She says, I have some very interesting pictures of Byron that may be interesting for us on future shows.
Well.
How about that? You're welcome, brother. I love you.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you, Mom. Yeah. Noah Gibson says he's going to mail in that $20, and he says he dares you to find a picture of him. Good. All right. No problem.
Dwight Allen tried to throw me up underneath the bus too. He said he's got some good ones of me too.
Well, that's good. We'll get him
While
from
we got a
somebody.
second, let me bring up. You mentioned we placed first in the Chiefs Challenge.
Yes.
Yes.
I can't remember the year. Chief Gordon was the chief when we started the Chiefs Challenge, when the state started the Chiefs Challenge, and it's changed a lot since then. But do y'all remember when we won the F-250 that had the lights all over it and all that?
Yes.
You remember that?
Yeah.
That was the Chiefs Challenge. That's when me and Barry and Felix and Gordon went to Tallahassee and we won that truck.
Yes.
But to get back to, they promote and they give you more points when you target certain safety, like headlights during the rain, windshield wipers, different type of things, speeding, stop signs. And these guys are busy. We don't have anybody that we're just like the sheriff's office. We don't have anybody that concentrates on traffic. Our guys are doing the criminal, they're doing the investigation, and they're working traffic at the same time. And the guys are doing the best they can at this time. I know the city state thing right now is a sawhorse, is a detour sign, or a can't come this way, or stop, or turn around, or a concrete barricade. You know, that's all over Stark right now. We've got Orange Street, we've got 100, we've got the bridge, which I think's fixing to open up.
Yes.
The bridge looks really good, and Orange Street is terrible. You're not supposed to be on Orange Street if you don't live on Orange Street. Please do not use Orange Street as a cut through. Please don't. Now they're trying to grade it every single day, but just like we just drove through coming here, Orange Street's bad right now. Real bad right now. So please, for the people who live on Orange Street and off of Orange Street, don't use it as a drive-through. That was a commercial.
There you go. Hey, absolutely great. No, I thought that was a great lead in from the question that Mitchell had and that Byron asked from the viewing audience. Again, I'm waiting on a phone call. Nothing, huh? No takers for a $10 gift certificate. All they got to do is ask Chief a question, Byron. That's all they got to do. $10 gift certificate to the Downtown Grill.
I got something we can talk about.
Do
Y'all
you,
talk about, we used to aggravate Bill Murray about his movie career.
Yes.
Do you realize I have a movie career?
You do.
I was in a film.
Really? What's the name of it?
Well, I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to look it up.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we'll look that up. Hey, that's a challenge accepted.
The movie was released
Okay.
under the name Trash in 1999.
Trash.
That is not the original name of the movie.
No.
The
Wait a
main
minute.
character in this movie is Jeremy Sisto, that was in Law and Order.
Man, yeah, you got me on this one.
Hang on. I got it.
You got it?
You guys carry on here. I've got it.
Well, you ain't got it yet.
I want to make sure I find his name first.
Yeah, bull crap. Michael, you're fired.
In 1999, a movie named Trash was a spiraling tale of violence, hatred, love, and loyalty about two friends growing up in the poverty-stricken South who learned that the only way for each other to escape is by sacrificing the other.
There it is. Look at there. Hey, that's
That's me arresting him. I got to shoot him.
You got to shoot him?
I throwed that gun all over the place. It was fun to see what you do and then what they put on film. It's interesting to
How
see
much
that.
they edited.
Oh, by the way, Michael, you're rehired.
Thank you.
Can't fire you. Hey, you got a question for the chief?
No, but I bet somebody else does.
Oh, somebody's taking me up on that?
On the spot with David Rodgers. Who's
Oh,
calling?
how about that? We got us a caller.
Hello,
Hello there. Who's on the line?
Shirley Bagwell.
Oh, there she is.
There she is. $10 gift certificate from Miss Bagwell.
That's right.
Which I see every Thursday night.
If it included something for the Downtown Grill, she was probably going to call.
Hey, Mom, how are you?
No, I'm great. I just hate y'all didn't have any calls in, so I thought I would just call and ask a question.
Sure.
Go right ahead.
Well, I was just wondering if he would like to address the issue of drugs for our young people in the county.
Let me see. Yeah. So the question is that Shirley's asking about drugs and involving the youth in the city. And basically, if I gather from this one, is what programs are you instituting or have you instituted to help combat the influx of drugs that affect the young folks and the youth of the city of Stark?
I think we've got a couple of good programs at the school that are starting back up.
Mm-hmm.
Again, because of 2020, all our programs just come apart at the seams. But we've got a little narcotics things going on that at the street level. Let me put it that way. I'm not going to get into any great details because because of that. And but we're working it from the street level to work it back. We have a definite fentanyl problem. And we have a definite, I know people don't think this, is we have a little bit of heroin in Stark. In Stark. Now, I'm not sure Bradford County, I mean, you can ask the sheriff. But in Stark, fentanyl, meth, and heroin. And heroin, you speak of history repeating itself. You got to understand, this generation right here does not know what heroin did back in the day.
Right.
So they're trying it. That's why heroin's creeping back into this community. That's horrible, horrible drug. This crystal meth is horrible. I know that the sheriff has worked he's worked 4 explosions on meth labs.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah.
You know, we know that. We know we have a drug problem. Yeah, we're restricted in what we can and cannot do. We have rules to go by, and they don't. But we are trying our best, and also we're implementing some more programs coming up. If the circumstances will let us, we're going to come up with some more programs to try to help some of these kids, because we've got a problem. We've got a definite problem with meth, and this fentanyl is just absolutely deadly.
Right. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Ms. Shirley, does that answer your question?
Yes, it really does. I really appreciate that, because it is, having been in education all of my life, that's a real concern for me.
Yes, ma'am.
For our children in the city and, of course, the county as well. But
Yes.
I just, I know that they have been trying through the years to work with this, and I just wondered if there was, anything new that they were doing to try and help, with the situation for our young people, because it really is a terrible issue right now.
And we're seeing a lot more, and I can't prove it, but I believe within my heart we're seeing a lot more transported into our city because of the border. There is no check and balance at the border right now. The sheriff just got back from there and told you exactly what's going on there. We've got to pull our heads out of the sand, and we've got to address this problem, because we are seeing it come into here. And the sheriff can tell you, without trying to step too far, the sheriff can tell you, and I'm telling you, that we are showing this fentanyl and stuff coming in, and it's coming across, some of this is coming across the border.
No.
Right.
There you go.
All right, Shirley, does that answer your question?
Yes, because that's exactly what I felt like was happening.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I just felt like it was going to get worse. And knowing Gordon as well as I do, I knew he certainly was aware of the issue and
Yes.
would try to do everything that he could. But I just felt like that we needed to be very, very concerned about this right now. I think that needs to be one of the top priorities, because what happens to our youth happens to our adults, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Well, we've got several violent crimes within the city. We've solved all but one, and we've got some really good leads on that one that I hope pan out. But all but one of them are directly related back to drugs. Directly.
Drugs, exactly.
All 5 of them, all 5 of the 6, I believe, if I'm counting right now. It's off the top of my head. 5 of the 6 are directly back to drugs. Mm-hmm. I mean directly, not indirectly. I mean straight back to the drug.
All right, Shirley. Well, I hope that answered your question. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
We love you.
Love you, Mom.
All right. Bye-bye.
To back up Rob Rios, and I know Mitchell's got a question for you. He says, any ongoing or future plans to crack down on the issue with drugs in the community? I think you just answered that
Yes,
right
yes,
there.
there is.
So,
Yes, there is.
all right. Dustin Norton's on. Sharon Pepper, just real quick, Chief. Mitchell, GFL is on the trucks of the new trash pickup company in Stark. They did pick up the recyclables today, she says. Okay. Another problem they are having is the inmates are not mowing the ditches. I understand at first because of COVID, but I see them out doing other things in town. So I would like to know why they are still not doing the mowing. They have the equipment that the average person does not have to do this mowing themselves.
Okay, what I'll do, I'll reach out to the city of Stark, just like I was for Tuesday night. I'll reach out to the city of Stark on that as well, and maybe the city can give me a schedule of where they're going to be working at. I know it's scheduled in some form or fashion.
If I may,
sure,
Chief, step in on this one as well. The difference is that you'll see county projects being done because they can use some, in certain situations, county inmates because they do a work release. The city of Stark has the arrangement with the state, and state inmates have been on lockdown.
Right.
Some have been as a result of illness. Some have been as a result of the introduction of contraband into a facility.
Yes.
And when they lock it down for an extended period of time. And when they lock down, the city loses that inmate resource that they would use to do that work. I'm just throwing that out. That's a generic thing. We'll obviously do more, get more.
I know for a fact that the council meetings they do address that, and they are addressing because I've had to start mowing my own ditch there on my house there by Winn-Dixie, and Carrie makes me weed eat it, but all around Stark there's some places that we need to clean up, and I believe one of once they release these inmates to do on these squads, they're not going to be able to go into any structures anytime soon. I do know that's happened, and they're really guarded on how many they let out because they have to control who comes out and who they have contact with, because if they get one of them in after contact, they have to lock. Especially now, I mean, I hate it, but it's raising its ugly head again.
Yeah, everybody in that particular dorm will not be able to be accessed to go out to work. They'll lock it down, just like you said.
I mean, we're getting messages, and I'm sure Mike knows that we're getting stuff from health department every day, and it ain't good.
Right.
The reports are not good.
Right.
Tammy, I want to speak for everybody at the table because I think everybody at the table here. Did you read her comment there?
No.
She said, "Thanks, Chief. I thought it was something I was doing wrong. Feeling better now that she's learning some of this that we said." First of all, I want to tell you, don't feel threatened or don't feel bad that you have to take your autistic son, daughter to a restaurant or to a public place. That, as the Chief said. We believe that there's a violation. And you just can't do that. And I do believe that here we go. Breaking news, excuse me, and I'll get back to you, Tammy. Breaking news right here. Trooper involved crash. You're hearing it right here on the spot with David Rodgers. I-295 southbound at Buckman Bridge, south end. Trooper rear-ended while on a traffic stop.
Oh my goodness.
Serious injuries to the trooper right now. Other driver is not injured. Possible impairment involved. 2 right lanes are blocked there. Please seek an alternate route. Traffic significantly delayed. So please stay away from that area. We pray that this officer and everybody involved will be okay and that they will recover. Michael, thank you for that report.
Absolutely. So, Chief, that brings up a good point. Now, you happen to speak on your officers doing traffic enforcement along with everything else. So what policies do you have in place to protect your officers that are out doing traffic, to include blocking vehicles, positioning, and what type of training do your officers go through to protect themselves and to avoid potential situations like this?
We're actually training them. I just sent all my guys to what they call pit training. And they go into a little bit of how to position your car and what to do and in situations like that. most of the time on these accidents, and this is an educated guess because I'm not sure what happened in this particular accident here, but usually it's someone not paying attention, or it's somebody talking on the phone, which is in that category, or changing the channel. You got to understand, when you're traveling 60 miles an hour, you're almost at 120 feet per second.
And
You can't think that fast.
That's correct.
I guarantee you it wasn't 60 miles per hour where that accident happened. It was probably more like 70.
Who drives? Everybody's drove the express. We just come from Orlando at a conference. I was down at a retirement conference, coming back on the Turnpike, I-4, 75. Take your pick, and if you're not doing 75, 80 miles an hour, these people are looking at you like you are crazy. I had to open my door to see if I was moving sometimes.
Yeah, I do an
I'm
average
telling
of
you,
like 80 miles
They're
an hour.
not paying
and people are-
attention. They're reading their phone. They're texting. They're doing all this kind of stuff. People have become, and I've noticed it here in Stark because I'll sit somewhere and watch intersections and stuff.
Yeah.
People become so impatient. Have you noticed how impatient they are? They are so impatient at a traffic light or a stop sign or something. Listen, guys, you're going to get where you're going. Be patient.
And when there's an accident on the road and you got several officers working that accident and you're driving by and you slow down so you can see what's going on.
You know what we
and
call
almost
them?
hit the car in front of you.
Rubbernecks. Yep.
Yeah, you're supposed to be going 25 miles per hour under the speed limit anyway when that happens.
You just
Or move
pay
over.
attention. Bless the Gordon's heart. He's got one now. He's working. We've helped him with the double fatality out there on the south end, just about where this truck rolled over.
Correct. It was.
And it just seems like it's becoming more and more. We're blessed here in Stark now. Now you can say it was this, you can say it's the bypass, you can say it's whatever you want to say it, but we're blessed in Stark. If we get one in Stark, it's a tore up my door and tore my bumper off.
Right.
We did have a rollover because of the angle that the vehicle was hit in. Wasn't a speed. Don't think it was a speed thing, but we did have a rollover right there in front of Junior Food. But it was because of the angle of the crash, and that gets into the traffic
Slow
accident
speed
stuff.
type
Yeah.
accident.
But we've got a lot going on in Stark, and just pay attention, take your time. If you get somewhere early, that's good, as long as you get there early healthy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? If you never get there because you've tore your car up or you get injured, what good is that?
I got a question.
Go ahead.
Who else you got?
Yeah, I just got something that I know
ahead.
he wants me to address. Philip Sellers is on. And I've got a question for all of us to address. I don't think it should just be the chief, but I would like to put in my opinion as well. Philip Sellers says, why not disband the PD and let the sheriff's department take over all of it? And he said, wouldn't that save the county and the city money?
It has to do with the answer that Michael Heater gave for the same question.
Question? Yes.
It has to do with not only the
Responsible.
city charter, but
Yep.
it has to do
They-
with state law too.
And they've went to the people with it. First they'd have, just like you said with Bill here, first it would have to go to the people, and it's not going to save any money.
No.
I don't understand how they think it's going to save any money, because you're either going to have the people working for the sheriff's office or you're going to have the people working for the PD.
Yeah, you got to
Now, the
staff
people-
whatever you.
I'm
yeah.
a city citizen sitting here right now,
Right.
and I pay an extra 5 meals. And the reason why I pay that 5 meals is I have police department, I have a fire department. They pick up my trash, they pick up my garbage. I have water, I have sewer, I have power. I don't have to call Miami to get my power fixed.
Right.
I don't have to do that. People with Florida Power and Light, they have to call Miami to find out why their power's off.
Yeah.
I don't. I call the city of Stark and they come put my power back up. In 3 hurricanes, I was down 8 hours. I'll take that.
Sure
You
you
know,
are.
are our bills a little higher? Yes, absolutely. But you don't get nothing for free.
Right.
I will stand each and every day on my light bill. I know people don't like it. I know people. Sometimes it's both ways. You know, I like the response time because the sheriff will also tell you there's a different type of policing in the county than there is the city. It's just a different type of policing. The majority of your businesses are in the city. Most of the time when we roll up on a scene, it's in progress. And not because Gordon can't get to the scene, it's just geography.
Right.
It's where the officer's having to come from. Even South End, he's done a great job of trying to split these deputies up and get them to where they can get to the scene. But when you have a rollover and a crash and everything else, you got to send everybody you've got.
Yes. Right.
And then we in turn back him up and go answer his calls for him. Yeah. In turn, if we have a bad, like Wednesday night, we had a big altercation, and at the meantime, the sheriff's office is helping us. The sheriff's office steps around and takes care of us.
Yeah, I would think that if you eliminated the city police department, you'd still have to fill that void. So, like you said, you're not saving any money.
And it's not Gordon's fault. It's not any sheriff's fault. It's just the way police works.
And I think it's important to note here, Chief, please clarify this, that the city of Stark, as well as the city of Lodi, but your officers have been sworn to be deputies, so you can perform your duties out in the county. You're not restricted by city limits.
Yes,
it is a cooperative effort. It's a similar concept.
Now we're not going to run out in the county and answer a call unless we're asked to go out there.
Right.
You know, but now the sheriff's office, the sheriff can, but the sheriff's office, you know, Stark is in Bradford County. Some people don't believe that, but Stark is in the county, and we're the same people. We protect the same people. We help the same people.
Right.
Sometimes we put the same people in jail. I mean, that happens.
Right.
Well, why can't I vote for a chief of police? And
Now, that's
living
something
in the
you're going to have to
county?
address with the state election laws.
Yeah.
If you don't, I think it falls down to where if you don't pay, you're paying taxes, you know, you have to show your residency.
Yes.
I think Alachua County School Board's going through something like that.
Correct.
How that happens, I don't know.
Well, what about if I have a business in the city limits? Would that?
You have an interest, but the election laws does not allow you to vote inside the city, even
No.
the business.
Not unless you move into your business.
Into your business.
It goes by your.
Say again?
If you move into your business,
You have to show that as a legal resident.
There,
Yeah.
You know, but to get back to the consolidation thing, I think cooperation way outweighs consolidation. I mean, if you want to sit down and put numbers to numbers and people to people and calls to calls, we answer a lot more calls than the county does at the time. Last time I checked the calls, we answer more calls than the county does. But you got to understand this is where everybody comes into town.
Yeah.
You know, you can ride. There still is some place in Bradford County you can ride and not see a house sometimes.
Sure.
But Gordon has to be there. You know, Gordon has to be in Brooker, and then he has to send him to Graham, and then he has to send him to Melrose.
Right.
Now you get in your car in Brooker and ride to Melrose and tell me how long it takes you to
Of
get
course.
there.
Yeah.
Just riding,
Yeah.
not speeding.
Yeah.
You know, to where I can be in Walmart, inside Walmart out of my car, and I can be just about anywhere in this city limits in about 2.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's geography. It's just different.
Yeah.
And I pay my extra taxes, so I want my police department. I want that protection. I think we've got a response time under 2 minutes now.
That's excellent.
Every call we receive, we're there within 2 minutes.
Wow. That's pretty impressive.
And less than that on some of them, but you know, an average of a little less than 2 minutes. So I think cooperation is way better than consolidation.
Yeah, I agree. Sharon, I will address that on final comments for you. I've seen that comment. Mitchell, what do you have for?
I got 2 quick questions.
Okay.
Number 1, you know, we was talking about the illegal drugs and how to try to get them off the street, and I mentioned this also to Bill Murray. is there any way that we can have a drug buyback program? Maybe go after a grant to be able to buy drugs back from people without there being any anybody getting arrested or anything like that, to just try to get them off the street?
I heard that comment when I watched the interview. I heard that comment, and everybody I've talked to, gun buybacks.
Right.
It's an obvious thing. I could not find anybody that done a drug buyback, and I think because you can now take your drugs, unused drugs, to pharmacies, hospitals, and places like that, and they'll destroy them.
Right. You can actually take them, like in Alachua County, you can take them to hazardous waste, and they actually have a bin that they throw them in there.
But I don't believe there's a buyback program that I know of. I mean, I'm kind of back and forth on that. I don't know if that would help, because these people are addicted, and I've got family members, close family members and this thing controls them.
Right.
I mean, like,
I think we all probably.
Fried chicken controls me, and mashed potatoes and gravy and stuff like that.
You have that same problem?
Yeah, well, things happen.
Yeah.
Well, we had that problem on
This
night.
This stuff controls them. It absolutely
Right.
controls their life. We see it every day. This guy we just arrested in Walmart with the meth. I mean, they wasn't even going to arrest him. They was going to say, give me the ring back and don't come back in here and trespass him. Well, he threatens to hurt everybody, and then we find meth in his pocket.
Yeah.
I mean, this stuff takes control of their life.
And more likely, he was going to try to pawn
And
that
meth
ring
is
to buy
meth
more
is meth and heroin are drugs that it's sad, but there's very few that get back
There's
off of it.
poison in this country
Yeah.
that is being developed in another country and shipped over to destroy us.
I mean, it's a sad situation.
And on my second question, I know we have a lot of issues with ATVs on
Yes.
the street.
Yep.
What is your plan moving forward to try to stop that action from happening in the city of Stark? And we also have that problem in the county as well.
Right. We have the city is developing now what we call when Gordon was chief, we did what we call a golf cart ordinance. And what it is you become a golf cart community. And when you become a golf cart community, what happens is you send the state and you let the state know, and you designate an intersection where the golf carts can cross a state road. Orange and 100, crossing. Well, we developed it, and it kind of had some flaws in it, and then the next thing you know, these side-by-sides show up, and then you get four-wheelers is not a problem. These side-by-sides, they're almost like vehicles now.
Right.
Right.
So they're addressing that. The council is honestly addressing that among the other stuff they're addressing.
Right.
They're addressing that. I think they're going to want to stay with only golf carts. That's going to be my recommendation.
Well,
That it would be only golf carts, and they're going to want to try to start like a registration program to where you have to show you have insurance.
Right. And the thing with these side-by-sides, to me, if they meet all the FDOT requirements of being on the road, lights, windshield wipers, so on and so forth, and they can go, to a certain mile per hour, they are allowed to drive on certain roads. Why don't the state just go ahead and start charging them to have a tag?
Tag.
There's the tax revenue.
That's a good question. I don't know what the state's going to do with that, because they're gonna have to address the side-by-side program just like we are.
Right.
Yeah. I got a question that I've asked before, and it involves trucks lowering their bed and driving with their lights pointed straight up, and at night they're like blinding you. The vehicle coming at them, and
There's laws. There's the bumper height law. There is laws about where the lights shine and how high they shine and all that kind of stuff. But without a vehicle inspection ability, I mean, we can walk up and measure a bumper, but the headlights, where it's sort of kind of the noise thing right now.
Yeah.
The loud pipes can be addressed through the state now because it's a non-restricted exhaust. There's different ways of addressing those, but I'd rather do some education of these kids more than writing them $100 and $200 citation and putting 3 points on their license, because you know who's going to pay that? It's mom and dad.
Sure.
And then their insurance goes up because their kid got that. So education is going to be good. Is there times for citations to be issued? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
But
I think that's one of those things that you have to work with the state. You have to talk to Bobby Payne's office, talk to Jennifer Bradley's office, let them bring that up on the state level up there, let them intimate what needs to be done with these vehicles with them like that, and then let them send out a warning to the whole state of Florida, hey, we're not going to have you angle your trucks this fashion no more because you're blinding people going down the road. You can't see so many feet in front of your vehicle. If a child walks out in front of you and your truck's like this and you crank it up and leave, you're not going to see that child and you're going to run over that child.
Well, Bill was talking about, I'm not sure who he said it was. I think he said a son or somebody, but talking about that he couldn't observe a vehicle beside him.
Right.
And not only is we helped the FHP work an accident just outside the city, and it was involved in one of these trucks. He never saw these people.
Right.
Never saw them.
Right.
Because if you're sitting in the truck, you know, I'm a short stature anyway. I know y'all don't believe that, but I'm short in stature. And I have to bring the seat up to where I can see.
Right.
And stuff like that. And for somebody to tilt their truck back, I don't know what is it called?
It's called Carolina.
Carolina squat.
Yeah.
Well,
The
I
dirty
think it's-
diaper.
Yeah.
Dirty diaper, yeah. There's several names.
But anyway, I mean, first of all, as a father of two,
Never.
one of them's 28 and one of them's 30. I promise you, at 28 and 30, they would not have their trucks like that.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
They would respect me enough not to do that. Now, that's just a personal father to my 28 and my 38-year-old.
Yeah. My child would not do that.
I'm just, that would be disrespectful to me, in my opinion. Now, I had my loud pipes, and I got myself in trouble, and I played my radio and done that kind of things, but that's critical to me. The squatting thing is very dangerous.
It is
very
a very dangerous thing, and I think the state needs to implement it.
And I think they are. Like I said, don't let me get away from your question. The city's addressing the golf cart thing, but I think it'll be golf carts only.
Right.
If we have addressed, Commissioner Nugent has talked to me about a couple in his area, and Commissioner Smith, I believe in his area, has a couple. And we just went to their house and said, listen, you can't do that. You can't be doing that no more. We don't really want to write you all these tickets, but at this point in time, now on our local roads, we would want to enforce it locally, but now on the state roads, we would have to do it with a state statute, and that's a big fine, and that's points, and that kind of stuff.
And we have that same problem in the county, like out there where I live. I mean, I see side-by-sides flying up and down the road, going to the gas station, getting gas. You know?
Yeah. I want to keep the show moving a little bit here. We're getting close to the hour here. It's been a great conversation so far. You're on the spot with David Rodgers. Special guest, Mr. Jeff Johnson. Say hello again, Jeff.
Hello.
Thank you for answering all the questions that we've had so far. I want to get through a lot of questions. If we can just maybe give a quick response. Byron, go ahead and read that one that you have there from Brooke Gordon.
Sure. Why is it there's not an open door policy at the police department where you are able to speak with an officer upon arrival regarding an issue or even the chief of police?
Yeah, you already addressed that with the hours and the security.
Yeah,
of the building.
just
kind of reinforce the fact that it is a security.
I've got a number. I mean, I was. You know how it is. You can be in the office for 8 hours, and the 5 minutes you leave to go to lunch, that's when somebody's going to show up.
Sure.
I'm not. I don't sit in that office a lot. Matter of fact, I don't even have an office with a desk with my nameplate on. I'm out. I see the people. I work with the people. I help them with the accidents. I help them with the construction. I contact people. I don't babysit that office down there. If you want me, you can call me at 352-494-3324. Anytime, day or night, I promise you. People call. All the time. Like I said, I don't babysit that office down there. If the young lady up front is gone, you can always step in the front, use the phone, call dispatch, and they'll bring in an officer. If somebody's not in the back, somebody could be in the back. Right. But we're not. My guys work out of their cars now. Right. It's different. Used to, when I started in '87, we wrote everything down on the little yellow pad, and then we went to the police station and put everything in the computer. They do everything in their car now. There are very few. We got docking stations. We don't even have desktops at the station no more. We got docking stations. So the officer brings his computer and sets it in the docking station, downloads his video, his cameras, and puts it. And that's the only reason he's got to come to the station now. If you need an officer, there's a phone there anytime, 24 hours a day, whether we got somebody on vacation or not. You go to that phone, it comes right to dispatch. I need an officer. Are you hurt? They'll go through the stuff and they'll send you an officer.
Yeah. One last question here, Jeff, before I'll give you a few minutes to address our viewing audience. Raymond Nose says, hey, Jeff, any new programs coming down the line you want to speak about or would like to add to your current department?
I've implemented a lot of what I've tried to do. The pit is one of the things I encouraged because I think a bending offender is better than a chase. Mm-hmm. That's my opinion, and that's why I've went in that direction. I got all my guys certified in that. Actually, I've got 3 of my fellas that are instructors. Mm-hmm. They can instruct the pit now. Right. We're in combination with several sheriff's office and PDs because we go through tires and cars and stuff like that, banging them around and stuff. So we can absorb the price among us all. The body camera. I was absolutely against the body camera for a long time. For a long time, I was against the body camera. We addressed it. We addressed it, and I thought about it. And 2020 become one of those years that you learned a lot in law enforcement, that you thought you knew everything, and now everything has changed in law enforcement.
Yeah, right.
And my guys need these cameras. My guys need these cameras. You hear the term nanny cam. I don't use them to babysit my officers. If I get a complaint on my officers, that's when we observe them. I don't observe them any other time. I don't observe them. My policy is not to bring those cameras, download them, and watch my officer do his job. If I didn't trust him, if I hired him to do a job, he better be doing that job. Right. I trust him to do that job. I don't need that camera to tell me whether he's doing that job.
Right, like we talked about, with Bill about those cameras. Someone's got this, and they're filming from one angle.
That's right.
It makes a whole different story on this than what is actually going on with the body camera.
They released one of the body cameras on the Aurora, where the officer got choked.
Yes.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
That's horrible. That's horrible. Yeah. There's some bad people out here. Listen, there's good people that make bad decisions, and bad people that make good decisions.
Right.
All
right, guys. Well, hey, thank you for a great show. Jeff, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to come hang out with us.
Glad to.
I tell you, we've had fun. We've got down to the nitty-gritty. We've asked, I think our viewing audience loved your answers. They asked the tough questions, as we did. I'm going to give you just a couple of minutes here to put your pretty face right there in that camera right there.
Well, thank you.
And tell the people why they should re-elect Chief Jeff Johnson to continue to be the Star Chief of Police.
At a crucial time like this, and when law enforcement's moving like it's moving, in a direction that it's moving now, I think you have to have the experience. You have to have the knowledge of where it come from, where it's going, and to be able to educate, train, and the different problems that they're having throughout America. We are a blessed community where we're at. Let me tell you something. I am so blessed to be in the community that I'm in right now. We don't have those problems. We got good people here, and people take care of people here, and we are blessed to be here, people. I'm telling you, we are blessed to be here. Watch that TV, you'll know. But I think we're going in the right direction. I'm very, very proud of my administrator. I've got the ultimate trust in them. I think they're doing a great job. I've put a great team together. I think they're working beyond what they're being paid. I'd really love to give them more because they're worth more to me and they're worth more to the city of Stark, but I understand we do have limits. But they are doing a fantastic job. The guys on the street, I do realize you see some young guys out here. You see some young guys out here, and they are come to us with a different mentality, guys. These kids are not raised like us. We have to develop them almost on the fly, and without experience here on the road and here on the street, that's hard to do. You can't just pull him in and put him in like Jacksonville and Clay and them do. We can't do that. When I bring him in, I give him a uniform and he's riding with somebody until hopefully he makes the road. I've had 3 officers within the last 6 months. One lasted 3 days, one lasted a day, and one lasted 4 weeks. I mean, they spent $4,000 or $5,000 for the police academy, and they worked with, that one guy worked with me one day. He went home, and the next day he showed up. He had all the stuff. I mean, that's there. It's eye opening to them when they come here and they look from that side of the camera. It's different, and I just think I have the experience, I have the knowledge, and I've put the right team together with a great department. And I would love to have your vote on August 31st.
Hey, that sounds a great way to close it, Jeff. Julie just answered this, but Sharon Petterpin said, Jeff, how do I get one of your signs for my yard? 1200 Wilson Road in Stark.
I'll take care of it. 1200 Wilson Road.
Yes,
I will
sir.
do that.
Julie Johnson says, you'll have one tomorrow.
That's exactly right.
That's what she said. So, guys, again, I appreciate you coming on board. We've had 2 great interviews. We had Bill Murray on Tuesday night. Great interview with him. We've had a great interview with our current chief of police, Jeff Johnson. Jeff, I think both of you candidates are very well qualified. You've been doing the job a while. I think it's going to be an interesting race. And I do want to tell everybody, as Byron and Mitchell say and Michael says all the time, please go out and vote. You don't think your vote counts? I'm going to tell you right now, Jeff and Michael, back me up on this. If you don't go out and vote, your vote your one vote may decide this election. Absolutely. Going either way, however you want it. It couldn't it? Because of the numbers there.
Your vote is your voice.
Yes.
That's plain. You can't say it any other way. Your vote is your voice.
It's your right.
Yeah.
It's your government.
Yes, it's your government. That's right.
Exactly right.
That's exactly right. Again, a really great show tonight, gentlemen. Thank you for a great program. Stay tuned, folks. Stick around, Jeff. Stay tuned, folks.
Just something real quick. First time ever, we've got early voting.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
23rd through the 28th.
Yep.
Here at the courthouse, supervisor of elections. First time ever for the city of Stark. Mm-hmm. And then the vote will be at City Hall on the 31st from 7 to 7.
Great call. Absolutely. We'll put that on our page as well.
In August.
Stay tuned, folks, because here comes final comments on the weather right after this.
Final Thoughts with David Rodgers, brought to you by Fun Point Food and Arcade, 1100 South Walnut Street in beautiful Stark, Florida. Fun Point is an all-in-one arcade and restaurant that is bound to raise your spirits, are sure to please your taste buds, and the games will keep you entertained for hours. Fun Point Food and Arcade, 1100 South Walnut Street in Stark. Feel free to give them a call at 904-966-3380. Make a point to visit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Spot with David Rodgers. You caught me with my head down, trying to get that little skunk gray look again, Mitchell. We have to take care of that.
Hey,
That's all right. That's all right. What?
If you just let it go all gray, you won't have to worry about it anymore.
Then you can call me the Silver Fox.
That's right.
By the way,
There's
hey,
only one
let's go
Silver
to the
Fox
weather
in this
real
show.
quick. We need to get the weather back in again because it's going to rain. Michael, hit it, man.
That's exactly right. Hey, so you'll be happy to know that the graphic has been corrected.
You're not fired.
The good news is that we are going to see actually improving conditions over the next 48 hours because that tropical disturbance, investigation number 90, that's spinning off the Atlantic coast in the Gulf Stream, is actually going to pull a lot of the moisture away from the peninsula. Are we still going to see clouds and some passing showers? Good possibility, but nothing like we saw this afternoon. The clouds and humidity come back into the forecast on Sunday, looking at a really nice weekend as we move forward.
All right, Michael, thank you again for that great weather report. If you're local here, expect those afternoon thunderstorms, as Michael says. Great weather, though. Great temperatures.
Tomorrow's going to be nice for the Jeep show
For
and
the-
shine.
Real quick.
for the Jeep.
Real quick.
Okay, so real quick, yes, for those of you that are interested, the Jeep Show and Shine kicks off at 6 p.m. tomorrow night along Call Street in downtown Stark. Call Street will be blocked from the movie theater going all the way to the Veterans Memorial. You'll get an opportunity to view. At this point, we are estimating between 150 and 180 Jeeps are expected
fantastic.
to be here. We have a live DJ that'll be performing. I wonder who that could be.
Somebody here, you, Mitchell, will be there.
We'll also have vendors on site and a 50-50 raffle that anybody can participate in. So we encourage everyone to come out and enjoy the restaurants. The Downtown Merchants Association has worked very hard to put together this event. This is the kickoff to what will become a big event in 2022 because the second Saturday series will feature something similar to this every second Saturday of the month, starting in February. The big one right now, April 9th, we're going to have a nice car show that Mitchell just volunteered for, even though he doesn't know about it yet.
Really?
Followed by a concert by Majesty of Rock coming in from Fort Myers Beach. They do an unbelievable cover of Journey, Toto, and Styx.
All right. David, final thought? You're good?
Yes.
You're good. Yes, you're not retiring.
He's not
No,
retiring.
I'm not retired.
That's
All
right.
right. Mitchell, real quick.
Michael, I just want to tell you, you had me at car show. I'm all in. And
There
one
you
thing
go.
I want to say, Chief, you and also Bill Murray, y'all have ran a great, wonderful, clean campaign.
Absolutely.
And I tell you, people need to take note. That's how campaigns should be
That's
ran.
exactly right.
So,
That's exactly right.
Good point.
I agree.
Byron?
Absolutely.
My final comment actually comes from one of the viewers.
Yep.
And it's a really good one.
It is.
You are not defined by your class or your skin color. You are defined by your legacy. Make it a good one.
Amen.
That was a good one.
Yes.
I wonder
Speak
who said
loud.
that. Thanks, Mom. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Oh.
I tell you what, it's been a great show. Chief, again, I can't thank you again
Thank
for
you. Thank you
coming
for the
in.
invitation.
Absolutely. I just want to close out tonight's show with a question that Sharon Pettiprin brought up. And, you know, we are all stand-up guys here, so I'll admit fault when there's fault, just like any of you gentlemen will.
Absolutely.
She asked about the gift certificates, Michael. My director is going to stay on top of me to make sure. I'll be honest with you. We get busy within our everyday lives. We do different things, and we forget things. And we put things on the back burner, and you just don't realize it until we bring it up again, and, oh, we're right ready to do it, and then something else comes up. I will promise all you winners that we will get your gift certificates to you, because I'm going to be honest with you right now. Has anybody got theirs? I still got Raymond Knows in my bag.
We need to.
We need to really do that. That is horrible because that's, 8 months ago? 8 winters ago. And that is horrible on my part. So, again, I want to apologize not for myself for not staying on top of it. But these guys, you know, they just hear what's going on. They're expecting us to take care of it. So it's not these guys' fault. It's my fault. And I'm going to have my director hit me up and make sure that we get all these gift certificates to you. Because, look, We just don't say you win something. We want to give it to you.
Yeah,
If you win something.
I think I may have a solution for this.
Did I give Shirley hers? I may have given hers.
I think you did give Mom.
All right, I think I did get the one
because she's
of
downtown
that
Grill
grill.
every Thursday when y'all are there.
Yeah.
But I think I have a solution for this. We'll
Yeah.
talk about.
Okay.
That will solve all of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I think I know what it is.
yeah, and I think I do as well. So, but I do want to apologize about that. And again, my last thing is please go vote. Your vote is, look, it's your right to be able to go vote. You should take advantage of it. Hey, if your candidate doesn't win and you didn't vote, me personally, you don't have anything to say because you should have voted. So please go out and exercise your right to vote. And again, he talked about the early voting and he talked about the regular election. So again, I wish both of you guys good luck.
Thank you, Dave.
In the upcoming race. And again, like Mitchell said, it's been clean, it's been good, and we'll see what happens on what date?
August 31st.
We'll see what happens. Again, on behalf of Byron Bagwell, Chief Jeff Johnson, Dave Holland, the Dragon Slayer Michael Heater, David Cassidy, Mitchell Gunner, and myself. God bless you. Have a great night, great weekend. We'll see you tomorrow at the Jeep rally up there in downtown Stark, Florida. Thank you, guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you.